Yo, we here. We are here with Kayleen. Rashidi's on his way. You feel me? So today's topic is stop tricking. You feel what I'm saying? Let's into this. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts on this?
Well, first off, how y'all doing, fellas? What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Good, man. We good. Yeah, man. We're doing real good. How you been?
I've been good, man. Just taking a quick little vacation. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to reset. But yeah, I'm good.
Are you taking fashion advice from Rashidi with the flannel?
Nah. I could never take fashion advice from Rashidi. Let's make that clear.
He's not here to defend himself. Let me stop.
It's an old school Levi shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My sister, so I rock it from time to time. But yeah,
funny.
Yeah, but no. So the a lot of people, they live beyond their means. So that's the main thing, especially here in America. Most people, about 90% of Americans, live from check to check, but we still find ways to travel and do a lot of things. And the truth is, we really can't afford it. We trick ourselves to believe we can afford it, but we really can't. And so we'll spend money that we don't have to impress people that really, truly don't really care about us, And that's the idea of today's topic. And, we have to just stop that, because the reason why a lot of people are not ahead in life is because they never take the time to get laser focused and just, settle down and do what they have to do for at least a year. There's so many distractions in life, but we cause these distractions. We help contribute to these distractions by just going places that we really don't have to go yet. Not saying never to go, but plan for these things. And when I say plan for it, I mean that you should, if you're planning a trip, and let's say if that trip costs you $1,500 to $2,000 for that trip,
right?
You should already have in the bank 6 times that amount. So if your trip costs you $2,000, you should already have $12,000 in the bank.
Right.
Reason being is because you should have at least 3 to 6 months worth of monthly expenses in the bank for emergency cases. But most people don't have that. So they'll go on that trip for $2,000, but only have $1,000 in the bank and hoping that nothing goes wrong, cross their fingers that nothing goes wrong. And then if something does go wrong, now they don't have money for it. And then you just came back from a trip that cost you $2,000. So a lot of times we get caught up in this loop of, with the help of social media, we get caught up in this loop of having to do or live a certain lifestyle and keep up with a certain lifestyle. Just like I said, just to impress people that really truly don't even care about it. It's like, why are we doing this? That itself that's a drug in itself. You get what I'm saying? And people, you do it all the time. So, especially us as men, we got to stop, trying to impress this lady by, spending all this money that we don't have. And a lot of men out there do it. It's unfortunate, but they do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. So do you think too that the people who or I should say that, do you think that credit cards make this easier though too? Because a person have a credit card, they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna just charge it on a card, or I'm gonna do this and I'll pay for it later, but they're not thinking about the fact that they don't have the money to really, to pay for that shit later. But it's just like, fuck it, I want to go on this trip, I want to buy this thing, I want to do this thing. So what would you say to people who would do those things, with credit cards? Because, like a lot of times you're not really thinking. It's just like, you're like, yeah, I got it. But it's like, you say that 5 or 6 different times, there's 5 or 6 different things that pile up, and you done spent another $500 to $1,000 and didn't realize it. And now you're like, shit, I went way over budget. You know what I'm saying? So what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, because if you think about it, as far as a credit card, you have to make payments on that card, right? So we was talking about, I think like a show or 2 ago, we was talking about getting things automated. So let that payment be automated, so you don't even have to think about it. Because if you leave it up to yourself to be disciplined enough to make that payment on time, it's probably not going to happen. Or you may slip up a few times. You're still human. So automate that payment, so then you don't have to worry about that payment coming out. It automatically comes out, and it's going to help build up your credit. But it's just the idea of most people still want to do things, like I said, that they can't afford. You just have to take time out to build up. The biggest problem here in America is people don't want to take the time to save their money and allocate it to the places where it's supposed to go.
Right.
That's the biggest issue. I guarantee it. Give yourself 6 months at minimum just to save up, put money to aside for whatever reason, for this, for that. Give yourself 6 months and you'll be surprised. And like I said, what time is coming around? Tax time. I always call it the fresh start. Tax time is coming around for everybody. Some people spend their tax return before they even get it. It's already done.
Right.
So so I think this is a great time for people to start saving, to start budgeting, to start allocating the money in the places where it's supposed to go. But it's unfortunate that most people won't even still do it. About 10% of people who's listening right now is going to do what I'm saying right now.
Right.
The other 90 won't.
Right.
They might get lucky next year. That's the way it works. But credit cards are meant to be. It's meant to spend at the moment. But it's about how you maintain it.
Right.
That's really the key trick. Because you're going to swipe. Everybody's going to swipe. America's built on credit.
Right.
So it's just a question of, do you have the discipline to make those payments? And if you don't, set it up automatically so it just comes out.
Yeah. That's the thing I think is difficult, because I feel like too, it's like you have certain types of people who they want so bad to either like do certain things or experience certain things that definitely going to cost money, but that they don't have. Or you have people who are going to like do extra shit to have the feeling of like they have the money. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
And so I think a lot of people do that type of stuff. And like you said, it's because, people want to show off to other people. They want to feel like they're, somewhere financially that they're not, all these other different things. And I feel like that gets you into a bad space also too, because I feel like it in some form or fashion, a lot of times ruins people's ideas of money and the allocation of money. Like meaning you want this amount of money, or you wish you had more money, or you're spending all this money. But I don't think people think about what it takes to get the money, what it takes to maintain money, what it takes to be disciplined with the money that you're getting, and all this other stuff. Because a lot of times I think that you have people who they don't have money, but they'll spend a lot, they'll use their credit cards a lot, and then go into debt, or they'll like you said, they'll do a $2,000 vacation, but they only have $1,000 in the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And so what I'm saying is, like, I feel like for some people, their relationship with money isn't very, they're not aware of it. Meaning like you have some people that say, well, man, I want more money. Then what does that look like? What do you need to do to get more money in order to do that $2,000 trip that's not going to, break your bank? You see what I'm saying? Nobody's ever thinking about that. They're just thinking about doing the thing without thinking about what it takes to get the money to do the thing you want to do. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
To add to that, what's up, Rob? To add to that, the more money somebody makes, the more money that they're thinking about spending.
Right.
The more money somebody makes, the more they're thinking about spending it. Right. And that's another thing too. When you're making more money, it's not to spend more money. It's to find ways to either save or invest that money. Because I forgot the guy's name, but he said, you want your money to like make babies. You want your money to create more money, more streams of income.
Right.
That's what it's about. At times, like I said, we live beyond our means, and we have to find ways to like fix that, especially us as men. Because I feel like women are the biggest consumers. I feel like women are going to spend regardless. We all got to spend at some point. But it's us as men that got to be disciplined enough to know when to spend, what we're spending on, and if it makes sense at the moment. So even if you go on a trip, right, there are so right now, me and my lady, we at a hotel right now. We're just going on a little quick vacation. We have we were comped this room. So it didn't cost us any money to be in this room. What we paid for was the taxes.
Right.
To be here right now. That's it. I'm I literally this is my first time at the casino. And I won $100. The same $100 that I won yesterday, I'm spending it on the trip. So it literally didn't cost me anything to be here.
Right.
At all. So then from a different perspective, you may hear, oh dang, he just wanted a trip He talking about saving money. It didn't cost me a dime really to be here.
Right.
When I go home, that my monthly expenses are taken care of because the first is coming up in a few days.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot.
You get what I'm saying? All my monthly expenses are
No, didn't the year just start? It's already almost
February, about to be February.
Yo,
you get what I'm saying? I'm not coming home to that issue.
That's wild.
So just wanted to put that out there. There's different complementary ways that you can, even if you do go on trips, even if you do, there's discounts, there's different point system, reward point system that you get on your cards that you can utilize when you do go on these trips to help you still save money. You don't always have to, you got to look for these deals. You got to look for these discounts to help you save money. But yeah.
Nah, shout out to the people in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all here. So Rashidi, what's going on, fam?
Yeah, man. Hot topic, man. Like you definitely got to stop tricking, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like the topic says, man, it's all about spending money wisely, like Katie said. You know, at the end of the day, you know, the reason, you know, with this topic is you see it a lot, man. I see a lot of guys going out to Colombia, all these random countries, doing this, doing that, and then you just overspending. You know what I mean? You jumping in an Uber to go everywhere. To go meet a girl or whatever the case is, you only got $80 in your account and the Uber costs $30. Come on, you know what I mean? Like, it's bad out here, man. It's bad out here. You know, I was just at a space a little while ago where, you know, Renaissance Hotel down in Harlem, beautiful hotel by the way. Anyway, was in there, ordered a Corona. Corona was $12 with gratuity. You know what I mean? Gratuity. I'm saying gratuity. You know what I mean? I'm like, God damn. So it would take me $75 to get a buzz. You know what I mean? But since I was waiting and then they were late, you know, the person showing me the tour, the place we want to rent out for our next event in Maine, New York, you know, she was 45 minutes late. So, you know, I'm waiting. I said, let me just grab a drink real quick. And then I seen a couple. And I'm just watching, and I'm like, man, like they ordering the whole shebang, man. I mean, you know, crazy 4-course meal, and I'm like, I know they just spent $300, and I get it. We in Manhattan, it's Manhattan, it's in the middle of Harlem, Apollo's next door, but I know they just spent $300 easy. The rooms is about $250 a night. It's like, was it really worth spending $1,500, $1,600? And God forbid if they out of town, add the flights in there, they spend about $4,000 to take a couple selfies, eat dinner, and smash 1 or 2 times. Come on, man. I'm just saying. We just got to really reevaluate all the things at the end of the day. It's just spending properly, man. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just making sure it's okay to have fun. It's okay to have a good time. But to Kenny's point, you want to have a reasonable budget and you want to make wise decisions. Just because you're having a good time doesn't mean that you have to spend a reckless amount of money. A lot of times when you're trying to go on vacation, all that type of stuff, we associate with, let me just spend $1 million because it's vacation and it's warranted. No, it's okay to go on vacation. It's okay to have a good time, but budget it out. You know what I mean? Plan your trip in advance. You know what I mean? Get a travel agent. Do simple stuff like that. A lot of times people out here just living way beyond their means to impress themselves or cover up the depression or impress other people, and it's just not financially worth it. It's not financially sound.
That covering up the depression shit. That's some real shit right there.
Now, it's funny. I was thinking about this because I saw this video where they interviewed this girl who does OnlyFans, and she had she made $49 million in a year, and she was making like it was crazy amount of money. But what's funny is that, you know, I look at it in the sense of a lot of guys that'll be tricking, you know what I'm saying, and doing all that other stuff allows her to make that much money. I'm thinking like it's so interesting how easy it is for women to not only make money but save money because guys are such tricks. So a lot of times the guy is tricking by taking a girl out. Like imagine if you're let's say that even just a regular average girl who's getting taken out, she don't got to spend her money. The guy's buying her the dinner. The guy's probably buying the like. So think about how much money she's saving by the guys doing all the tricking. You feel what I'm saying? Or the guys, you know what I mean? Like, or paying for the OnlyFans. So the thing is, it's weird how that occurs. But a lot of times, like you were saying, Killiam, is like us guys out here, when you're out there tricking, right? You're being very irresponsible with your money, because the money that you're using to trick, right, could actually be used for something more beneficial for him. Because once shit is gone, it's done. Like, what was the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't do anything to benefit him. Like, he didn't put it in no fucking life insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't fucking, like, invest it. He's not saving it. Like, none of that shit is going down. So it's like, what's really the point of all that? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. So yeah, dudes really need to stop tricking. This is horrible. You know what I'm saying?
And then you don't want to go broke trying to impress people. I mean, that's the main thing at the end of the day, though. Like, and you will go broke trying to impress people at the end of the day. It's one of those things where, as men, listen, we all know we love women. We know that women cost money in general, but at the end of the day, you got to live within your means and do what you do and be comfortable with yourself to be able to spend what you want to spend and how you want to spend it. And she just has to be with your program. Right. Otherwise, she goes out your program. It's not benefiting you at the end of the day. I mean, you could go out there and if you want a $200 budget for the month, it's okay to be like, listen, I only got $200 for the month. I got $150 on dates, and that's it.
Right.
Just that simple.
What do y'all think about, like, just people in general, right? Like, let's say, because like earlier I was talking about like how you have people who don't really have a good relationship, or just they don't have an awareness of like how money grows, in a sense of, I think most people want to make more money, right? Like, if you said, hey, do you want to make more money, or do you want more money? 99% of people saying, hell yeah, right?
Absolutely.
But there's this thing where it's like everybody wants to spend the money, but nobody wants to do the work to make the money. So do you think
or to earn the money?
Yeah, to earn the money. So do you think there's a disconnect with people when it comes to that? Because it's like, oh, I can just go get a credit card, or I can just I can get this guy to pay for it for me, or I can, talk to my dad and he'll give me the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys think most people just don't have that idea of how it works?
Well, I feel like most people today don't have the ambition, the drive to actually go out there and earn the money. Most people want the money quickly. They don't believe in like building up.
Right.
They want that money today. Especially in the world of social media, where a person could be broke today and quote unquote rich tomorrow. That ideology, that concept, that way of thinking, people are looking at that, so they don't really want to truly work for it. But to your point, stating that they want to spend it, but they don't actually want to earn it.
Right.
That is a true disconnect. Because that's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? And so I think people now these days don't want to earn it as they should. And that's the biggest issue. People want that fast money and don't realize that there's consequences for everything. If it came that fast, there's 9 out of 10 times there's something behind it that may or may not make sense. So for example, I think Kevin Hart said it. He was like, it took him 10 years to be an overnight success.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it takes time to build up. And that's with any craft, any niche that you're in, anything that you do, it's going to take time to develop. Most people just don't have that discipline and that work ethic to actually put it in that work to make it work.
No, that's real shit. It's funny because I remember I heard a story of, I think it was Jay-Z's, somebody in Jay-Z family asked him for like $4,800.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah.
No. Yeah.
Nah, it don't work that way. And a lot of people was mad at him, but I was like,
I understood. Yeah.
I understood it. I was like, bro, because see, this is the thing. This the funny part about this whole situation is that once you start, like, for example, if you're a person who just works hard, like you work from 9 to 5, whatever, you work hard, you get your paycheck or whatever, you say, damn, I had to put in all this work for this paycheck. Or let's say somebody's a freelancer, they do these jobs and they get this money. Or even when you're a business owner, you say, damn, look how much work I got to put in, look how much management I have to do, and I put all this on my back and have to be responsible for all these things. And I see that the money is coming from me putting in all this work, being able to build on this or whatever. So there's always this money's being made because this happened.
Correct.
Problem is you have people who don't they get money by like somebody tricking on them or somebody just giving them the money or handing them the money, so they miss out on this part.
Right.
Now they're just like, oh, I just want money. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like what happens is that what it does to your mind is that you don't find the connection between the money you have and what you had to do to earn it. This is why a motherfucker would just be like, well, I'm just gonna take a credit card, rack this shit up for like $2,000-$3,000, and then just be like on some whatever shit because you don't have a relationship with money. So it's like people like ourselves who work really hard and do what we do. We understand like, hey, like motherfuckers got to really grind and work and go crazy to make this happen. So therefore, there's a certain level of respect that you have for the money. You see what I'm saying? Or even when you see somebody else with a lot of money, like a lot of people be like, oh, this guy, he's rich and they'll hate on him. But I'm like, yo, this guy has been working for years. This guy is responsible for all these people that he has on his team and in his job. These people manufacture this amount of stuff, which is why the money, you see what I'm saying? It's like people forget all the things that go with why the money is there. It's crazy.
And that's why it's important, just to kind of piggyback what you said, that's why it's important for what what me and Rashidi do, right? And one, that's why you got to go to www.legacywellness.us.com to book an appointment. Here's the reason why. Because we don't just talk about life insurance, real estate, credit. We actually have financial literacy workshops. And the reason why we have these workshops in the community is that there's a lot of people that are financially illiterate. So then they're going to be working hard, and then they're going to try to pass something down to their children. And because they themselves don't know certain things, they're not going to pass that information down to their children. So everything that they worked hard for, their children are probably going to mess that up 10 years after they passed away.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And that's what we don't want. So it's not just about showing them how to make more money, budget, and savings. No, we got to show you the ins and outs of how this actually works, so you can pass information down to the next generation, so they can actually know what to do with that money once you're not here no more. So that's what it's about.
No, it's real shit. And I think it's just real important that people have that relationship with money is like, okay, because and on any facet, because it's interesting. Like, I think the worst thing. This is why I love when rich people say, I'm not gonna just give my kids this money. They gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I love that shit because I'm telling you, it's a crazy thing to just be like, oh well, this is just here. And this is why it's actually really bad when a lot of guys are tricking or just like giving women money just for nothing. Because what happens is that it messes up the relationship that woman has to money. You see what I'm saying? Or anybody, if you could be a spoiled, like, child, they give you all this money. So it's like, if you don't know that, this is what the type of shit that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, listen, you got to have that thing, because I feel like you have to have that personal relationship of, damn, like, I got this money and I had to work hard to get this money. So I'm just not going to waste the money I worked hard to get. And if I want more money, I might be like, damn, I might need to work harder, or I might need to do something else to get this other money. So when I do this other thing or I work harder and I do get more money, then I'm like, oh, so if I want more money, I got to do this. Like, it always, I feel like it has to be a personal, you have to have the personal awareness, like that awareness of, oh, this is why I have it. This is why I don't have it. Because if that's not there, that's what's going to cause, I feel like, people to say, oh, well, let me just get a credit card and go crazy because I want to have the feeling of having a lot of money. And this is what I think. This is me personally. I don't know how other people think about this. I've went from being younger and being like, oh, I want all this money, to saying, I do still want this money, but I understand what it takes to get it. So then I say, well, I really want that money, because am I willing to do the thing I need to do to get that amount of money that I always wanted?
Right.
That's the part. That's the part. Because, a person could look at Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or any one of these super rich dudes, but you got to ask yourself, are you willing to do what they're doing to get that? And if you don't have the motivation, willpower, consistency, responsibility to do that, then you can't get that money. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's like this thing where people gotta really think about this. Like, it's like, unless you win the lotto, being rich or having a bunch of money or making a lot of money a lot of times includes more responsibility.
Yes.
And so are you willing to do the responsibility it takes to get the amount of money you want? That's and tricking, when you're tricking on somebody, or you're just giving somebody money, or you're just like throwing it out there, robs that person from understanding that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's worse.
But that's why they have that saying, easy comes, easy goes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even to the, a person doesn't have a concept of time. A lot of people don't have the concept of money, to your point, Mr. Lokari, where it's just like, hey, you're seeing people spend money, and people see you're rich, and they think that, oh, you just got it like that. It's like, to your point, you've put in a lot of work. You put in 1 million hours to have that $500,000 in the bank. Right. You know what I mean? And to your point, I like the point that you brought up as far as what you got to do to continue to make that type of money. Because the truth is, we all know on this panel, we could all be filthy rich, but you got to step on a lot of people, man, to get filthy rich, man. That's the reality of the situation. Yeah. Our fields, we actually care at least a little bit. But trust me, to get that type of money that people be seeing people spending, listen, right, man, you got to step on a lot of people. Hurt a lot of people to get to where he needs to get to, because and let anybody tell it, like, they think it's just simple. It's like, nah, man, you done stab mad people in the back to get to where you need to get to. A lot of people don't understand that's what it takes to get to those levels, especially at a fast rate. You know what I mean? So,
and not even that. I wouldn't even say necessarily just even that. It's sometimes you got to make tough decisions because like it's like anybody like watching right now. Like, if you want to run a business, right? The more money you make or making usually means the more people you have to work with to make money. Right? So like on your own, you're like, okay, I'm doing good, I'm making this. But if you want to 2, 3, 4 times that, right, you might need to do 2, 3, 4 more times the work, which means you got to hire these people. Then now that you're hiring these people, you're managing these people. Now that you're managing these people, you're getting more people in your business. Then when you get more people in your business, you're responsible for all these things that could go wrong. So now you're like, yes, I'm making this money, but then now somebody want to sue you because this and that. So now somebody said you did this. It's like all these other things. Are you ready for that shit?
More money, more problems.
You see what I'm saying?
I think you said it best.
You said it best. More money, more problems.
You trying to level up or scale up or whatever. Understand that, and this is what I'm saying. So now imagine you going through all of that shit, and your cousin come around talking about, yo, let me get like $5,000 real quick, and you're like, nigga, do you know what I gotta do to get this money, nigga?
Oh, you don't believe in me. You don't believe in my dreams.
Right. That's the disconnect. So people be like, oh, he's so selfish and he got all this money. He don't even know, nigga. Y'all don't understand. Like, I saw somebody, I think it was either Leonardo DiCaprio or Beyonce, some celebrity gave, I think, $1 million for the what you call it? The
fires in a thing.
And these motherfuckers in the comments talking about, oh, that's it? That's all they giving? I wanted to go into the comments and choke these niggas. Like, are you serious? I'm like, yo, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people, they don't understand money. They don't understand the relationship between the work, the money, how these things progress. And it's like, that's why motherfuckers, you be on that shit. It's crazy, man.
But I mean, and I want to stay solution based because I know we closing out just now.
That was Taylor Swift that gave that? Oh, I don't know. It was somebody. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you always want to help people. You want to help people get closer to their goals and what they want to do.
Right.
And we do it day by day. Like, literally, as Rashid is driving right now, he came back from an event, a space that we're going to be hosting an event at. So at this point in time, it's a question of how can we help the people that's on this panel right now, the people that the listeners that's listening in right now. How can we help you? Whether it's your credit, whether it's real estate, whether it's life insurance, savings and budgeting. Come up with a financial game plan to just to help you get through the rest of this year. Because the year just started. How can we help? Book an appointment. Let us know how we can help you, because we truly do want to help people out there. And that's what it's about. And when we say because people out there tricking for real, we want to be able to help people save their money, invest their money, budget their money the proper way, so that they can have a better future for themselves and their family.
Yeah. That's real shit. That's real shit. So guys, go to legacybuildersus.com. Get with Killian and Rashidi. You feel what I'm saying? So they could get you right out here in these streets. All right.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. We'll holler at y'all next week. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We gone. We out. Later.